Hello everyone, this is Andy from the Pixel Pub. I'm here with 10 underrated Xbox 360 games. Okay, so some of y'all may know, some of y'all may not. I did a top 10 Xbox 360 games video a few months ago now, weeks, months. And if you haven't seen it, go watch it. You can see what I think my top 10 games are. These are the games that didn't quite make the cut and some of the games that I don't think enough people talk about. So we're going to start here. They're in no particular order, just the way I took them off my shelf here. So, starting with Oars Wrath. Now, Oars Wrath is a very strange game. It's kind of more of a big, long anime that you watch and occasionally hit buttons. But it is incredible the amount of times that you just rage out and he's throwing 6 arms and punching everything and punching gods and giants that are stabbing the planet, and it is batshit insane. I know it got a lot of flack for, deservedly so, for its DLC endings, which I didn't partake in. I just played the base game. I was like, I am good. I pressed that A button a lot, but I know it's kind of on the pricey side for Xbox 360 games now. Not much, because I mean they're not worth a lot, but I guess a lot of people didn't buy it at the time. But yeah. If you can play it digitally, find a way to play it. It's an awesome, awesome, just rage simulator. You're just mad. All right, next up is Mafia II. Now, I had no real plans to buy Mafia II. I remember when Dragon Age 2 came out, Toys R Us at the time was doing a deal. It's like, hey, if you buy Dragon Age 2 here, you could get one of these games for $5 extra. And Mafia 2 was one of them. And I was like, well, I'll buy a game for $5, brand new. And I did. And I ended up liking it a lot more than Dragon Age 2, actually. It's kind of, it's definitely just a GTA ripoff, kind of dry in that element, but I don't know, I remember playing through it in about, 3 or 4 days. I was kind of sucked into the story, about the guy coming back from World War II, I think. I can't remember. But one of the things I do remember very clearly about this game is that very early on, there's a scene where it's like, it's Christmas, and you're running around like the suburbs of New York, or Empire City. Is that what this is? Empire Bay. You're running around the suburbs, and it's snowing, and like, I know it's because of the Xbox 360 probably had a hard time like rendering out all that stuff. There was like a haze over everything. It felt real. It felt like a nice snowy day. It was very gray. I don't know. I really liked it. I know recently it went on PS Plus. For PlayStation Plus subscribers, and I added it to my cart. I'm going to download it and at least get to that part and see if it still looks as good as I remember. Alright, next up is a game that maybe is not underrated. It probably got, it's got a lot of good ratings right here on the front of the box here, because I got the complete edition. That is Dirt 3. Yeah, it's got 9.2 out of 10 from Game Trailers. You remember them? 9 out of 10 of Games Radar. You remember them? And yeah. But yeah, this game, for me at the time, was like, this looks incredible. This incredible looking racing game. Look at that mud. Look at that snow. You're just driving around. It was awesome. I put it on this list because I feel like every subsequent Dirt game has like basically fallen off a cliff for me. Like, no one talked about it. I didn't really even play them. So I don't know what happened to the series. I don't know if they're still good or are they bad now. Is that why it's just no one's really talking about Dirt? I feel like Dirt 3 was the pinnacle, and it just fell off a cliff. But yeah, if you like rally racing, if you like the driving through the dirt, it's in the title. Yeah, check out Dirt 3. It's awesome. All right, next up is an HD port of a PS2 game. That's Bully Scholarship Edition. You can see I got this used from a GameStop probably. Yeah, this one's on this list because I want Rockstar to make another Bully. This game was great. Fucking running around, riding your bike through town, and that little xylophone theme plays. And like the different changing of the seasons, and going to class, and like beating up kids, and penny raids. I think was that a thing in this game? Anyway, you play as a young child going to a prep school where you have to stay and live like you would, I guess. It's like Harry Potter without the magic. You're just punching people and riding bicycles. And it's great. Rockstar should make another Bully. Okay, next up is The Darkness 2. I think most of the love for the Darkness series goes to the first one because of kind of how weird it was. Starbreeze, I think, was the people who made that game. Sure, and I played through it, and I thought it was fine. It didn't really blow me away. So I kind of slipped on the Darkness 2 until it went on clearance, and I got it for like $10. And man, this game's awesome. It's like 5 hours of frenetic action. You can dual wield with your hands, 2 guns, and you got the 2 big tentacle monsters coming out your fucking shoulders, and you can dual wield those. And you're just fucking tearing people apart. It's got great artwork with the shell shading stuff. I don't remember any of the story. I just remember fucking killing people with demon arms and guns and shit like that. It's great. All right, next we got Sleeping Dogs. Now, why is this on here? Because I want them to make another Sleeping Dogs. I'm talking about doing the GTA formula right. They fucking nailed it. It's got great hand-to-hand combat. It's got the fun driving. It's got just a great story with the whole, undercover cop inside the big Mafia style gang. And yeah, I think a lot of people slept on this one because it was so long in development, and it like changed publishers and like 3 times, and it changed names, and it was originally supposed to be a true crime game, I think, and it was fucking bizarre. But yeah, find a way to play Sleeping Dogs, preferably a way where you buy it, so maybe someone can make another Sleeping Dogs. All right, next up is a game called Singularity. It was a BioShock style game of the time where you're a first person shooter and there's weird sciencey stuff going on. You don't know what's happening. You're in Russia and you can change time, and it's weird and it's great. It's one of Raven Software's last games, I believe, before they went into the Call of Duty machine and just basically got shut down like Activision does, or did, I guess. Now they're bought by Microsoft. But yeah, Singularity is great. I think it really flew on the radar because at the time it would have seemed kind of generic, I think. But for what it is, man, it holds up. I think Singularity is great. All these games are great. Okay, now we have Syndicate, EA Syndicate. Not the original PC game. That's like a strategy tactics type game, I think. I never played it. I know this one is not that. It is a first-person shooter, and original fans of the original game were not happy when this game was announced, and it sold like shit, I think. But for my money, it was just a awesome, like cyberpunk style shooter. Very short, just in and out, fucking action galore. It looked great at the time. It was definitely a looker, and it's just not a lot of people bought it. Not a lot of people cared. That's a shame because I could see this as the start of a new style franchise for EA, but just no one bit. Okay, next we have Kingdoms of Amalur: Reckoning, and this is another I guess EA big bet game that I guess didn't do that well, especially for the Kingdoms of Amalur franchise as a whole, because man, that whole thing was a shit show. What a problem. But this game that did come out is really good. It's just has great combat with all the different weapons you can pick. You can have ranged weapons, you can have big strong hammer weapons, you can have fast fade blades and all this other stuff. It's very colorful. Kind of reminds me of like a World of Warcraft type of art style. Just tons of quests, tons of loot and stuff that you could find. It's just, they do everything right in this game, but I just feel like it kind of came and went. They got the Reckoning, or whatever they called it, a few years ago, that came out on PS4 and the Xbox, but I don't know, it didn't take, and it should have, because I liked it. Just like Syndicate, I think it's just a good first step into something that could have been awesome. Okay, the last one is up here is because I wish I had made a top 11 Xbox 360 games, and that is Just Cause 2. Now, you want a chaos simulator, Just Cause 2 is the way to go. I know they've put out a few more since then, 3 and 4. I messed around with 3 a little bit. 4, I don't think I even touched. I think you can like summon tornadoes and stuff in that game. But for some reason, this is the sweet spot for me. Just the crazy amount of shit you can do in this game with your grappling hook, with your parachute, with the stunt mode, whatever you can do in cars. You fly around. There's a big floating casino on a blimp. It's wild, and the storyline makes no goddamn sense. It's just it's insane. It is, to me, Just Cause 2 kind of sums up a lot of open world games around that time. They're just trying to do some of the most chaotic shit that they could all at once, and this fucking nailed it. I mean, for the games like Crackdown and Saints Row the Third and Saints Row 4 and maybe a handful of others that I'm missing, this one just, I mean, you are a fucking badass dude blowing everything up, just taking every vehicle. Just what a wild, wild ride. I know it's still available on Steam, and fucking do yourself a favor, buy it, play it. What an awesome time. Okay, that's 10 underrated Xbox 360 games. I don't know if I have enough games to do another one of those. I think I've talked about 20 Xbox 360 games on this channel now. It's probably good. Time to move on. Time to talk about what's next. We'll see what's next when I see you next time.